Black Friday is coming up, and you know what that means? 70mi is having some awesome deals on some of their newer flagship dash cams. Let's compare 3 of their best dash cams, and you decide which one is the better fit for your needs. Starting off with 70mi's newest dash cam, and that is the A800 SE. It's very similar to the previous T800, except this one only has 2 different camera angles, front and back. Installation with all of 70mi's cameras are very simple and straightforward. If you want more information on installation, I'll link some videos in the cards here. So this dash cam has physical buttons, not a touch screen, and of course the 70mi app to control all settings. It simply sticks onto your windshield and it can capture 4K HDR footage at up to 30 frames per second. I have always been happy with 70mi's image quality. I do think it's some of the best on the market today. Now, out of all 3 cameras, this one does use the cheapest sensor. It is the GC8 163. It is not a Sony Starvis 2 like the other ones, but it's also a 4K camera that is less than $100. The A800 SC also comes with a rear view camera up to 1080p resolution, which is still sharp enough to isolate cars and other things in the shot. But nighttime footage, have a look at how good everything looks. Even with minimal ambient light, you can see the clouds in the sky. It's that good. Moving on to 70mi's most advanced dash cam, this is the 4K Omni, which has a built-in gimbal allowing you to see both exterior in the front and interior. It comes with a 4K camera in the front and a 1080p camera in the back. Included is a glare reduction filter, and of course the rear camera as I mentioned. Installation is exactly the same as the A800 SE. It just sticks onto your windshield using their easy instructions that come with all of their dash cams. Once wired and once I've put in the included micro SD card, you can connect it to the app. All of these cameras can be accessed through the 70mi app. You can see how you can control the rotation and position of the camera. The 4K Omni features motion detection 2.0. It's much more advanced on the 4K Omni simply because it can detect human shapes and track movement. No other model can do that. Now the 4K Omni does have the smallest screen being only 1.4 inches, but it does get the job done. Now in terms of image quality, just like the A800 SC, we get beautiful 4K footage. Now this comes at 60 frames per second when using it in single channel mode. In dual channel mode, we get 4K 30 in the front and 1080p in the back. The 4K Omni uses Sony's Starvis 2 sensor, which gives you the best low light capabilities of any dash cam. And in some instances, I actually think footage at night looks better than the daytime footage. But you be the judge of that. So far, very impressed. I do also want to mention that with a higher frame rate, like 60 frames per second, when you pause the shot and you zoom in on a license plate, the chances of distortion are minimal and you'll be able to read that license plate a lot clearer compared to 30 frames per second. Moving on to the T800. This dash cam is essentially the A800 SC on steroids. It comes with 3 different camera angles, one in the front, one on the interior cabin, and 1 rear camera. Installation just the same, and we get a 512 gigabyte card. We have physical touch buttons on the screen itself, just like the A800 SE. And here's a quick look at the interior cam filmed at 1080p 30 frames per second. Now, just like the 4K Omni, we do get 4K resolution and up to 60 frames per second when using just the front camera only. You need to weigh the trade-offs between 30 frames and 60 frames per second, see which one is better for you, but 60 frames per second will get you less motion blur. Now this one does have a better Sony Starvis 2 sensor than the A800 SE, so low light performance is going to be almost identical to the 4K Omni. I mean, there is no street lighting on the street, but we see the street itself very clearly. In terms of night vision and the ability to see at night in general through these dash cams, you can't go wrong with either one. All of them use really good tech for that night vision, so don't worry about that. When looking at these dash cams, I would focus less on the image quality and more on the actual features that you get with it. For example, the Omni can turn around. The T800 has both interior and exterior view along with that rear cam. And then we have the A800 SE, which is just front and back view. So you need to decide which camera angles are the most for you. If you do a lot of ride sharing, I think the T800 is the best for that. The 4K Omni has 70mi's newest tech because their camera works on a motorized gimbal. So it tilts up, down, and it pans all the way 360. So you decide on whether or not you need that. It also has some really nice voice command functions. Now, out of all three of these cameras, my favorite has to be the 4K Omni simply because it has the latest tech. I love the motion detection 2.0, especially during parking surveillance. The voice commands are also another great feature, and overall image performance is fantastic in daytime and in nighttime. For your reference, here are the key differences between all three of the cameras. Feel free to pause the video and read this right now because that will give you some clarity on all of these products. For 70mi's Black Friday sale, here are the current prices. For the 4K T800, $299.99. The 4K Omni is at $259.99, and the 4K A800 SC for $89.99. So in a nutshell, that is 70mi's lineup for Black Friday. We got the T800, the 4K Omni, and the A800 SE. Let me know what you think about them in the comment section down below. I'll link 70mi's website and the links to their products down below in the description box, so make sure you check that out. Happy shopping, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.